Hello once again. I'm back with another video. I don't do much of those, and I don't have an intro for you guys, but I do have an idea. On this video, I'll be documenting my journey on making a brand new track. Recently I just stumbled upon a video. A guy made a track out of rubber for a miniature snowmobile, and you know what, it looks doable, and I was wondering, why didn't anybody do that yet? A lot of people say it's because of weight and whatnot, but I was looking at this last time and I don't want to reenact this. And this is hard, and when it snaps, oh boy does it ever destroy everything. And my sled has power, and I want more power on it, so we'll make it more robust. Another thing I'm trying to eliminate from this track is this. It'd be the stretching. You can see it stretches about 1 inch. Maybe a little bit more. And once I do my rubber one with fiberglass reinforcement, that will be like zero stretch. And as it wears down, it becomes worse, and then it just snaps. So this will be my journey on attempting to make a track. So I'll be making a mold, and I'll be forming a track with reinforcement. So we'll try that out, see how it goes. It'll be a test track. I'm not sure if the first one comes out perfectly, but since when do you do something for the first time that becomes perfect? That's like very rare. So it might be just a test track, and I'll do a second track in the future. We'll see how this one goes. So let's get on to it. I'll start with my form box. I did my box out of Legos. Made my form with that. Cardboard bottom. Seal with tape. Now what we're going to do is, I'm going to put my track in there, but first I'm going to put some clay. I need about a 1/4 inch. 1/4 inch of clay. Put that on top. The track is a little thick. I want to try to bring that to about half the thickness. And then once we got our clay, we'll refine all the little holes. Fill that up with clay. Smooth it down. Alright, I'll go get that clay. I'll do my bottom. Here's my clay. Now I just gotta work that on the bottom. Put a 1/4 inch. That's gonna take some time. So that's next. Yeah, that's pretty stiff. Decided to cut it with a knife. Nice and flat. I'll refine the edges. Speed the process a bit. Alright, the clay's installed. This is a rough patch, but I got about the thickness I wanted. This one's a little too thick. You just keep on working it around. Did this side. I'll go with a tool, get the excess out. Anyways, I'll keep on working this edge. Make sure it's nice and smooth. Alright, all smoothed out. I did the best I could with my thumb. I'll go get a 90-degree angle of some sort and refine the edges. I have never attempted this before, my first time. But I always said, if you go in with a plan, methodically, you should be able to have good success. Oh, this is time consuming. I'm getting there. Hey, you gotta remember, the more time you spend on this, the nicer it's gonna be. Cut a groove about, I would say 2 millimeters inside the clay, so I could just fit my track on there. I want about 1 millimeter or 2 of spacing. I don't want it to be too thick, but I don't want it to be too thin. Man, this took forever. ever. We're almost there now. And it looks not too bad. Alright, complete. Done smoothing it out. I did it as perfect as I could. But that looks pretty good to me. Everything is nice and straight. Got every little cracks. That should be uniformed. And the edges can always be trimmed out. Make them nice and straight. Now, next step is petroleum gelatin, which will act as a mold releaser. So that's next, and then we'll be mixing. I'll be mixing my two-part epoxy, not epoxy, but silicone, which is D-Mold Max 60. I'll go get that. All right, onward and forward. We're getting there. It's a slow process. All right, I got my mold max out. This is what I'm going to be using for my mold. As you can see, mix ratio 100 of part A and 3 of part B. So that would be about 3%. So let's just say I need 20 parts of A, then be 3% of that 20 parts. That's how you would mix it. And this is the high heat stuff. You can cast pewter, tin, or lead with this. Open this up. Unboxing video. Package. That's probably your hardener. And this is the stuff. Oh boy. Something tells me I'll need 2 or 3 of those. I got 2 more upstairs. And the instructions. Alright. So I'll go learn how to do this. I'll go grab the petroleum jelly. We'll put the releaser on there. We'll mix this. And we'll start pouring the silicone rubber. We'll start our mold. Oh boy, I'm giving myself some problems. More refinement. Decided to put my legs a little bit bigger. They're not symmetrical, they're not perfect, but what I'm going to do is once this is cast, I'm going to be trimming them with a scissor in a little pattern. I gave myself a little bit of room to play with. And I'd like to put myself a lip on the side to prevent the rubber leaking all on the sides when I compress it. I think I'll do that next. Whatever crease I put in here is going to be protruding out. So basically what I want to be doing is this. Digging in, putting myself a lip all the way down. Deep enough of distance, nice and straight, so it's going to do a lip to prevent rubber seeping out once I cast my track. And there we go, just like that, 2 channels on the side. That will create like an edge or a lip. Just normal Vaseline. Make sure it's nice and covered. We'll be ready for the pour. I'm gonna make sure to get every little corner, even the walls. Get everything. I'll work on that, then I'll come back when it's done. Everything's covered nicely. Looks perfect. Nothing should stick on it. That's what's cool about a camera. You can see if you miss spots. It doesn't pick up like your eye. Moment of truth. Gonna be pour time. See you guys in the garage. Alright, in the garage. Ready to pour. Mold is ready. Releaser's on. Got my gloves. Got my mix. And I think I'll be using 2 of them. I'll start with one. If I need more, I'll put the other one under. Ready to rock and roll. Shake well. Oh, we open this. Oh, great. Holy Jesus, like half of it. Might need all of them. That's crazy. Thought this was full. It just comes up to about half. So what I'm gonna do is just basically mix it in their own pots since it's not that full. Dump it all in there. Damn, that thing is liquid. Now we start. Lightly, so we don't create bubbles. We want to create as minimal bubbles as we can. Scrape the edges. And basically we'll just keep on doing this until it's nicely mixed. I'll just keep on mixing until it's uniform. It's getting there. Right now we're ready to pour. I want to pour like a really light stream, really slow stream in the corner. And you'll want to let like the edge creep out. Make sure there's no bubbles. There's going to be a little bit of bubbles, but you want to minimize it. And the way you minimize it even more, do a little spout. Doing like a little spout here. You want to pour it on the side, but go very slowly. Slower than that. Slower the better. So I went too fast here, so I want to wait till it goes in a crack or a hole, and we'll keep on pouring a bit. It's basically very lightly. That's how you break your oxygen. The stream is so narrow that the bubbles are just piercing as they're coming out. I can see them piercing as they're coming out. Basically, this is what it is. It's time consuming, but you know, it works. Try to get another angle for you guys. Now we'll keep on doing that all around. I might need all of them actually. I'll have to see when it's done. I don't know if I'm pouring the right way, but I'm guessing if it's all covered, there's no problem to go on top, but you don't want to be too fast. This is one. That's not bad. I might need 2, and that's it. I'll use it all. And we'll pour the other side. Alright, second part. Oh shit, that's not good. Alright, we're pouring this way, baby. Well, that's pretty much covered. I'm gonna just go full blast. Yeah, 2 was perfect. Right now it's nice and straight, nice and flush. I think I got enough. I can always do a fiberglass or resin backing on it, but that looks good. We'll let the bubbles settle in. I'll give it a few taps on the table, shake it a bit, and we'll make sure those bubbles comes out. I gotta shake it every 15 seconds to 30 seconds to get those bubbles out. Still liquid. So after that process, we gotta wait 24 hours. Still at it. It's almost there. Takes about 30 minutes, I think, for it to, like they say, pot cure. It should be good. Alright, we'll see you in 24 hours when it's ready to pull. Nothing else we can do now. All the hard work's done. See you in a bit. On to the next day. Everything is nicely cured. Nice and hard. It's not quite 24 hours, probably what, 14 or 12. That looks good. Now it's ready for extraction. So this is what it looks like out of the mold, or out of the form box. It's a nice rigid mold. So I don't want it something too flexible, so when you do compress your little board on top to squish everything together or sandwich everything together, it's not gonna like deform the mold too much. So that's perfect. We'll clean the clay out, take the track out, and we'll see the impression. See what it looks like. Thought I would have had a hard time doing this, but look at that. It just pulls right off. And I can see I got some trimming to do. Got a lot of flash. But that's perfect. I want it to protrude a bit. So when I do my board, I'll do little holes like that and it's gonna like crush it inside. It looks not too shabby. This is what it turned out like. It looks pretty good. All the knobs are there. There's a couple that broke off, like this one. I'll just glue it back on. Yeah, looks good. I think another thing I could do to reinforce these little knobs is put a toothpick right in the middle, just to make sure to prolong the longevity of it. Now I'll do a wooden, sort of a wooden thing that's going to go on top here. And it's going to squish the track into size. Sandwich everything together. So that's it. That's how you make a mold. That was my first time and I did pretty well, I think. That's not too bad at all. The track could have sat a little straighter on it, but as long as the track is straight, that's all that matters. But that looks pretty good. I can't wait to start making tracks, see what it looks like. Yeah, now I'll have to figure that out. Alright, so that's it for this video. That's how I made my mold. Just sharing my hobby. I don't make much videos, but I do share what I do on this hobby, especially with these snowmobiles. Always wanted a RC snowmobile since I was a kid, and I'm just basically refining it. Not too sure when the next video is going to come out, and all my materials are not in, because I need fiberglass, I need carbon fiber rods, and I need the right kind. I have to test the kind of rubber that I need for that. Right now I'm going to be testing the Vitaflex Shore 30. Polyurethane rubber, and it's made to cast. What is it? It's made to cast concrete, so it should be pretty good and tough for a track for a snowmobile. All right. Take care, guys. We'll see you in the next one.